Hello everyone, I am Dinesh. Welcome to Signals and Systems Laboratory. Today we are going to discuss the first assignment of the lab, which is MATLAB Basics. This is divided into 6 parts. The first part is basic MATLAB operations. Here you can see we have created a simple matrix with 10 elements and then added 3 to each element of the matrix, and then we have created a 5 cross 5 matrix and labeled it as X. Then we find the operations such as transpose, multiply, and multiplying the corresponding elements, then like creating a column vector from the elements of the given one. Now let's run the program. You can see this is the matrix which is you have created, and then we have added 3 to each element of the matrix A, and then this is the 5 cross 5 matrix we have created. This is the transpose of the matrix X. This is the multiplying two matrices X and Y, and I missed the multiplying corresponding elements of the matrices X and Y, and x1 is the column vector from the fourth row of the matrix X, and here we have selected the third through fourth row columns of the matrix X, and this is the submatrix we have created with the elements of the X, and here we have deleted the second row of the matrix. Moving on to the second part of the assignment, we will deal with the MATLAB commands graph, save and read. In the first part, we generate elementary signals and display plot, subplot and stem commands in MATLAB. You can see the three graphs using the simple curves y equal to x square using the plot, and this is the y equal to x square graph using the stem graph, and I have used the legend to display two lines a equal to 3b plus 1 and a equal to 3b plus 20. Now coming to the second part, we create two variables and save the file as .mat file, .txt file, .xlx file, and now the two variables we save them into ASCII file and view the content of the file using the save type and in the ASCII file. And now we create a structure S1 that contains the fields and save it into a new struct file. All the files you can see here. And coming to the sixth part in the second one, we create two variables one and r and v, and then we apprehend the third variable into the same file using the save command in the and the apprehend. Now coming to the D, we use write cell command, read cell command, and write matrix and read matrix, and then the last part we have taken an audio file, and then uh, when we run it, it produces music, as you can see. Moving on to the third part, which is writing expressions. We have in the first part we have taken three variables a, b, c, and have taken input from the user, and then we find out the roots of the equation x square plus bx plus c using the formula x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and then using the printf function we have printed the roots of the roots of the equation, and then in the second part we have plotted the function y equal to x square plus 0.5x plus 2 over the range minus 5 to 10 when we run the program. Enter value a, b as 4 and c as 3, and then the roots of the equation are displayed to be minus 1 and minus 3, and then the plot of the graph is this one. Now coming to the fourth part, we will be dealing with the commands used in the MATLAB. There are several commands used in MATLAB, such as repeating the copies of array elements, repeating the copies of array identity matrix, create all of the zeros, create array of all ones, uniformly distributed random numbers, reshape array, and then concatenate arrays, then creating the diagonal matrices or getting the diagonal elements of the matrix, block diagonal matrix, flip a matrix from left to right, flip some matrix from up and down, and then rotating it counterclockwise, then extracting the lower part and upper part, triangular part of the matrix, then permute array dimensions, and then array size, number of dimension arrays, number of array elements. When we run the code, we can see the isEmpty makes the array to be emptied and also provides the mm, logical statements. And then we're coming to the numel provides the number of array elements. As we can see, the 12 number displays here, and then endems provides the number of array elements n equals to 2. In the same way, all the other commands also provides the outputs. Coming to the part 5, which are loops. When we run the program, the first one is an example for a while loop. We have printed the numbers from 1 to 5, and then the next one is an example for the for loop. We have printed the numbers 1, 4, 7, 10, which are having a common difference of 3 from 1 to 10. In the next one, we have printed an example for a nested loop, and in the example 4, we have using the continuous statement to skip a number. As you see in the example, 1 to 10 numbers are printed, but as the number reaches the 3, we use the continue statement, hence the number 3 is not printed. And last but not least, the break statement. As soon as the loop reaches the number 7, it encounters break statement, and hence it terminates the loop and goes outside of the loop. Hence, even though numbers have to be printed up to 9, as it encounters the break statement, it goes out of the loop and prints only numbers up to 6. Now coming to the last part, it is conditional statements. And when we run the program, the first one is an example of if statement, and here we have taken two variables, a as 300 and a second variable b. And as we have seen, if a is greater than or equal to 400, then the value of b changes to 300, but the value of a is just 300, hence the value of b becomes 0 as initial value. And then we have taken an example of if else statement, and we have took the value of a to be 300, and now if a is greater than 400, the value of c will be 300, and if else it is 200. As value of a is less than 400, then else statement will be encountered and value of c equals to 200 will be printed. And now coming to the third example, it is if else and if else statements. And now this is an example. If we have taken two values x and y, if x equal to y, then x and y are equal is printed. Else if x greater than y, then x is greater than y is printed, and else x is less than y is printed. In the given example, y is greater than x, hence x is less than y gets printed. Now I'm running the loop. Now coming to the nested statement, I have given a small example to print the division of the student based on the marks. By entering the marks 75, you see it gives the output as first division. Now coming to the other next example, using the switch statement, entering the number between 1 to 7 gives whether it's a weekday or Saturday or Sunday. If you enter 1, then the value gives to be Sunday. And then last but not least, the nested switch statement. I have taken two values of x and y to be 100 and 200, and then in switch take a program for switch case, and this gives the example, and the output is displayed as shown in the command window.